someone special. So, happy birthday. And let's begin. Starting off with a dark gray background, and I'll create a new layer, and I'll just start with just a random shape. Then I'm going to duplicate it and bring it up here, maybe here. It does not need to be perfect for now. But we're just having fun with it. It's not going to be something complicated. So we're starting off with the basic sketch. We're adding the cream, whipped cream, all around the cake. We just continue to add more until it kind of looks like a birthday cake, and we'll do the same at the bottom. Just one curvy line overlapping the next one. Great. I'm not sure what kind of cake this is going to be, but we will keep it simple with the illustration. Maybe we can add some dots to make it look like it's dribbling. Like this. Okay. And we can add little candles here. So we have one. Let's make the one in the middle a little bit taller, like this. And then Okay, let's merge these two together. And maybe we can make it a little bit smaller. Okay, perfect. Then let's duplicate the layer. Duplicate it again. And then we're going to lower the opacity and start painting. Okay, now we are creating a layer below this one, and we're gonna start with the bottom. And I'm thinking maybe we can start with a color like this one, sort of like a peach caramel color. And we're going to go to calligraphy and pick the script brush for this. And we're sort of connecting the lines here. And then we're just gonna try to fill everything in. Like this. Perfect. We're going to lower the opacity of the first layer so that we can give this one some texture. And we're gonna go on top of it to create a clip-in mask. And we'll go to sketching and using the Bonobo chalk. We just try to give it some shape. Let's increase the opacity a little bit. We're just shading to give it some form or dimension. Let's just make the opacity to 100%. Okay, not bad so far. I'm not sure what kind of birthday cake it is. But we'll see, we're just winging it like we always do when it comes to painting on the iPad. Okay, perfect. Now, in case we mess it up, we're going to create another layer, and it's going to be another clip and mask, and we'll do the same. this side as well. let's just start and then we can use one of the effects there. And we can darken it, multiply it, burn it, darken it. I think that looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Now we'll create a new layer, clip and mask, and go in with a lighter color. Using the effects, we're going to lighten, overlay, that looks better, and we will erase some of it gradually, just to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Great. Now, I want to go here, create another clip and mask, and I'm gonna go in with this color we have over here. We have a new layer, yep, and I'm just gonna create some sort of overlay for the cake. Great. Now, let's go on top of everything else, and we are going to add the chocolate. I guess it is a chocolate cake, kinda. So let's turn this layer on a little bit so that we see where we're tracing. And I will be using the script brush again. are sort of connecting the lines from one side to the other like this. And we'll also have to fill it in slowly. But we need to make sure that all the gaps are not showing. Perfect. Maybe we can add a bit more dimension here. Great. And we're going to create a new layer and a clip-in mask. And we're going to go to deepen up a chalk. And we'll do the same we did earlier with this one. With the first layer where we're just going to be adding some shades just to make the cream a little bit more realistic. Maybe we can make the brush a bit smaller like this. Great. And we'll continue doing the same over on this side as well. Perfect. Let's make the brush a little bit smaller. Not too small though. Can you hear the birds? It's almost the morning. It's 4 a.m. but I did not have the chance to film the video beforehand. So we'll just have to work with it. And it's also quite calming as well. nice hot coffee before we finish this one. And again, we're not aiming for anything too realistic, mainly because it would take us hours to finish this. So we're just going back and forth with the shapes until we're done with them. And it kind of turns a little bit into a braid, doesn't it? It kind of looks like it, just a tiny bit. And I quite like the texture of this one, so I don't want to blur it out or anything. I'll probably leave it as this. Maybe just continue with the texture over here a little bit. Yeah. Okay, not too bad, is it? I'm not sure how I feel about these. Let me see. Because I hadn't noticed them. No, yesterday. Oh no. Okay. I have no clue. Okay, I'm just gonna leave them as they are. Now, new layer, clip and mask. And we're gonna go in with the lighter color again, just to add some highlights. Here on top. And then we'll do the candles. Just two more, and then we'll move on to the next part. Great. Oh, we've missed this one. I'm not sure if we've missed it or if we undid it by accident. Okay. Kind of looks like a braid, but that's okay. And let's see now. keep it as it is. Let's do this one. And maybe just a little bit darker because it's in the background. And maybe the layer needs to be here, but it doesn't need to be a clip-in mask. Also, in the next video, I have so many ideas now that I want to do, and I will be going away for the summer, so I will need to film a lot of them this week, and I also have to finish some projects at work for the second quarter before I go away, because I'm going away in June, the beginning of June, and returning sometime in July. We'll see. I'm not sure if you can hear the birds now. Great. We'll create a new layer. It's going to be a clip-in mask again. And we will go in with, I think, a darker color just to give it some shape. Probably the chalk brush, but this one. Yep. Now first, let's do the bonobo chalk. My neighbor is outside singing. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's got a really good singing voice. Can you hear it? does it? Oh, I don't care. And then maybe pink, just to give it some color. No, it looks horrible. But I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now, and we'll see. Then let's do the candles. We're gonna keep it simple with the candles. So let's go on top of everything else. New layer. Let's make the candles orange. Yep, orange is a good color. And we'll just do one here in the middle. Okay. I'm gonna lower the brush size just to make it a bit flat here, and a bit. It's fine here. And now I'm gonna go on top, going with a darker color. Okay, let's give that one some shade using the bonobo chalk. And let's go in with a bit of a lighter shade here in the middle, just to make it look a bit more round. Okay, then we're gonna go on top using the monoline brush. We'll do the candle wick. Okay. It's not fully centered, but who cares? Nobody's gonna see that. And then let's do the fire. For the fire, we're gonna start with a bright yellow color as the outer part. Oh. And then we're gonna go in with a more orangey color in the middle. And then I wouldn't say red, but like maybe a bit of a bluish color. But this one needs to be very settled. Like almost invisible. some shadow over the cake here. It's going to be a clip-in mask. Okay, let's blur it out a little bit because it looks off. It still looks off. And I don't like the pink plate, it just looks ridiculous. So, no, it's not a clip-in mask. Okay. And now I want to use this color here, sort of like as a reflection. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't mind it. So now let's work on the background because we don't want a gray background. Maybe we can make it a color like this one. Looks first one and then move it below. And now I'm gonna blur it out. That much, 1%, okay? And then move it there. Perfect. And now we're gonna move it below here. Okay. Lastly,